everybody. It is June 15th and I want to take this video as a space to do a little mid-year check-in. It's been a big first half of this year. Kind of big shifts and changes have been happening in my life. Most notably, in January, I started community college and I got into my first relationship. And then pretty much on the same day, that relationship ended and I decided to leave school. Those were really big choices and they kind of paralleled each other. And I was a little bit nervous after I made those choices that I was being too rash, but actually now that a couple of weeks have passed, I'm really proud of myself for making those choices when I did and not holding on to those storylines for any longer, because I had already held on to them for longer than I think in retrospect would have been appropriate. And now in the middle of this year of 2025, I feel quite spacious. Things are filling in, but in a much more aligned way, which I'm so grateful for. And yeah, today I just want to do like a little check-in on a few categories of life. And the first category I'm gonna check in on right now is just finances. I'm gonna open like my financial tracking stuff and just give an overview of where I stand. Okay, I did an update right after, but I did my financial check-in and I'm feeling like I'm in good standing, which is nice. All I really have to do, which is a task I've been procrastinating for ages, is cancel my Canadian credit card because I'm not using it and I kind of forget to pay it on time with these like tiny amounts. But yeah, hopefully I'll get around to that today after my errands. I just arrived at the Montague Book Mill, which is a place I've heard about for a while, and I very spontaneously just decided to come out here today because I wanted to see something new. And I'm gonna go in and have a little date with myself, journal, and take this time to do a kind of mental health, spiritual hygiene check-in as to like what's happened this year and how I want the rest of the year to go. So let's go check out the book mill.
Late night voice messages and all those photos and videos of your dog, every personal message.
I made it to the gas station, all good. I was having flashbacks to this time that I was driving through the Texas Panhandle up to Colorado, and there was nothing. It's that stretch where you drive for 8 hours and there's absolutely no visual change. And while I was driving through there, I also like got the notification of the low fuel from the car, like just now, and so I was thinking back to that road trip, and I'm craving another road trip now that it's summer. But yeah, anyway, I'm waiting for my gas to pump. It's like extremely slow. It's pumping right now. It's gonna take a minute. And then I'm gonna go to Trader Joe's to buy like some eggs and yogurt. But yeah, oh, we'll see. I also want to go buy some new clothes at Old Navy. I need more color in my wardrobe because everything I have is like still so influenced by kiosk culture. I feel like the Four sort of subtext like got me to wear all black and dark colors. So I've committed to not buying anything else dark for my wardrobe to try to balance it out a little bit. All right, I'm back at home and I want to share a little bit about my mental health / spiritual hygiene check-in. So I've come to a few conclusions. Number one, this conclusion I came to a few weeks ago, I need to go back to therapy. And I am going back to therapy. I have a therapy session on Thursday, which is after tomorrow. So a few things I want to work through in therapy. Number one is projection of old fears from old storylines to what I'm currently experiencing. I think it's happening a lot. I think to a certain extent, it is, you know, self-protection mechanisms that I'm grateful for that exist, but it's too much projection that's happening, you know? So I want help working that out. Also, I guess I'm looking for a diagnosis of if I have ADHD or not. It's so funny, since I've moved to the States, I swear everybody is like telling me that I have some sort of neurodivergence. I feel like it's a hot topic out here, but I just haven't been exposed to so many ideas of me being that neurodivergent. But I've been doing some self-education on ADHD, and it's pretty clear that I'm a classic case of it. But you know, like, I've been told that I have narcissist personality disorder, that like there's potential for bipolar and mania. Like loneliness, I feel like, is being projected onto me a lot. I don't feel that it's all that bad, but of course, like, I am glad to be going back to therapy because it's been a few years and I've always known that, you know, there will be another cycle of therapy, and so I'm happy that the time has come for it. The other thing that's coming up for me a lot is like this concept of spirituality and being connected and tethered to something that is not of this world, non-physical, godlike or whatever. And I guess I'm having a bigger disconnect with people in the States than I did in Armenia in terms of that sensation. And I want to work through that a little bit, because if anything, if this year has taught me anything, it's that I really value the fact that I have access to that world, you know, to communication from spiritual guides or ancestors, angels, all that kind of stuff. And also intuition is so important to me, which is very connected to spirituality in my perception. So because this year has really pushed me to reprioritize my relationship with my intuition, these kind of other contrasts are coming forward, which is curious, but I also want help working through those. Yeah, in terms of mental hygiene as well, is my attention span. I really want to extend my attention span quite significantly, and so I've set myself up for the rest of this year, alongside posting a video weekly, on a weekly basis, to read a book and to watch a movie. I'm very bad at watching movies and I hate it. Like, I'm so stuck in these cycles of watching the same TV shows over and over again. And I wish I was watching movies. So that's going to be a priority on a weekly basis. And books are great to just read more, pretty straightforward. I was reading Undrowned today while I was at the book mill in Montague, and it was like a wonderfully spiritual experience. I swear, this book is kind of also like erotica, at least that's the way I've been experiencing it. It's about like the connection of marine animals to the spiritual world, to like legacies of colonialism and genocide, and how it all connects. And it's such a beautiful take on, you know, the interconnectedness of it all that I adore. So yeah, also alongside spiritual hygiene is of course the connection between, you know, reflecting the internal world to the external. A theme for this year has been this feeling of disconnect, that I've put a lot of work and energy into building a beautiful internal world, but I don't put that much energy into my physical self, or that much work into my physical self. And namely, that's just eating well and moving my body as much as possible in ways that feel good. And yeah, a recommitment to clean eating and movement is also, I think, a very spiritual one for me in my lens. And on that note, I'm hungry and I have a full fridge of groceries that I just unloaded for my errands today. And I'm gonna whip something delicious up with lots of greens and it's gonna be good.